Morning, guys. How is it going? So, yeah, I look a bit tired actually, looking at myself there. Anyway, I'm going to be going over the first Medal of Honor ever recorded. Not seen it yet. Actually, haven't seen it. I've not even watched any of the reactions from other YouTubers. Sometimes I find things like that a little bit hard to watch, so I don't tend to watch them. Same with certain movies that I won't rewatch. I've watched them and I won't rewatch them again. Anyway, forget about that. I am going to go over this. I don't even know which one it is. I haven't got a clue. So this will be interesting. This will be completely natural reaction, if that makes any sense. I've not watched it and then doing a reaction video to it. So, into it.
Chapman, a U.S. Air Force combat controller, and the SEALs are attempting to rescue their lost teammate. You'll watch Chapman's heroic actions as he saves the lives of his entire SEAL team and then another 18 members of a quick reaction force, earning America's highest award, the Medal of Honor. Chapman and the SEALs exfil their MH-47 helicopter. John is the second individual to exit and immediately moves in the direction of the summit. He can be seen moving off to the right of the screen, alone. The team is taking heavy fire from every direction, as indicated by the arrows, as Chapman begins engaging targets. You can see spent cartridges ejecting from his M4.
So hopefully I'll use the mouse and you can see it. So obviously here they've tried to go into kind of an all-round defense initially to obviously try and take that that fire, so to speak, and be able to control it and give clear comms is what I would assume they're doing. Obviously, Chapman's here. Yeah, I'm not sure why he went off. I don't know if there was miscommunication. Usually when you come out of a helo, what will happen is you kind of make like a half circle, like on a soccer football pitch where the D ring is. So you make that around it. So you've got a kind of, again, an all-round defense. So therefore, if you are or will be contacted, you've got a kind of a good amount of your arcs are overlapping ever so slightly in the sense of you've got two people here, but they can fire that. So you got that ability to be able to put rounds down efficiently.
Chapman then begins closing with the enemy, forcing his way upslope in knee and thigh-deep snow. He is constantly under fire as he does this. Chapman's team leader...
There you go. So there you could see a movement here and here on the video. I'm still not sure why he's on his own though. Well, I don't know. That makes so it's hard to comprehend because usually in military you have like a buddy system, so you want to work together, and so I'm not sure why. It's hard to see what the actual circumstances were in the sense of what's going on, because once training's amazing in the sense of you can tweak little things here and there, but once it goes live, the plan goes out the window, and sometimes you will forget ever so slightly what you were meant to be doing, and it's hard. It's you're trying to assess everything that's going on, at 1,000 miles an hour, and it isn't easy. It isn't easy at all.
Begins to close on Chapman, following his trail through the snow.
So you see now how buddy, and then he's getting up to, and then they're going to be buddying, so,
Dark mass above Chapman is a fortified bunker containing two enemy fighters, each armed with AK-47s, who are firing down on the team in the darkness. This bunker will come to be known as Bunker Number 1. To the left of the tree and Bunker 1 is another gray mass. This is a rock outcropping that came to be called the Boulder. Between Bunker 1 and this boulder can be seen the body of slain SEAL Neil Roberts, the man Chapman and the others are attempting.
Okay, I didn't know that. Okay, wow. Yeah, that's not fun.
To recover. Chapman, still alone and closest to the enemy, pauses to engage targets as his team leader follows him, but never actually catches up with him. Chapman, on his own, now makes the decision to charge directly into the enemy bunker, despite withering point-blank fire. Chapman, now literally on top of the enemy, engages the two combatants and kills them, saving the lives of the remaining SEALs. He does this from a distance of no more than 10 feet. These actions, by themselves, earned him his first Medal of Honor. He then climbs into and takes control of the bunker. Having cleared the immediate threat, Chapman is then joined by his team leader in Bunker 1. You can then see Chapman and his team leader engaging the next bunker, known as Bunker 2, which is situated to the left edge of the screen. This bunker, manned by a handful of Chechen and Uzbek fighters, also contains a heavy PKM machine gun, hand grenades, and rocket-propelled grenades. John Chapman is shot twice at this time in the torso and collapses, incapacitated. You are now looking at a new angle, and at the left of the screen can be seen the two-man fire team and team leader on top of the boulder. Just below it is Bunker 1 with the mortally wounded Chapman.
So for anyone that couldn't see it there, just here you can see the flash of the rifle system that they're firing into, obviously here.
One SEAL can be seen firing his modified M60 machine gun from the hip into Bunker 2 on the right side of the screen until he is struck by grenade shrapnel and tumbles 10 feet off the top of the boulder, collapsing at the feet of his team leader, thus setting off a chain of events that would lead to the SEALs abandoning Chapman on the summit. The wounded SEAL and the team leader can be seen conferring about his injuries. Moments later, the SEALs decide to retreat from the summit because their position is untenable in the face of continued massive enemy firepower. They can be seen moving toward the right side of the screen and passing the body of Neil Roberts. Unfortunately, the SEALs do not pass John Chapman, who is above them and inside Bunker 1. This angle shows three SEALs in a triangle. The larger black heat signature is a smoke grenade. Just to its left is a donkey and dead Al-Qaeda fighter killed by Chapman. The steepness of the mountain can be seen as the SEALs begin to slide down the near sheer face.
Well, that was sliding. He's tumbling.
The team leader, desperate for relief and now with two wounded teammates, asks for uncontrolled airstrikes from an orbiting Air Force AC-130 gunship. The impacts you see are from 105mm howitzer rounds being fired onto the ridgetop in order to save the remaining SEALs. Because neither the SEALs nor gunship know Chapman is alive, he is experiencing these detonations from his position. At approximately 5:20 in the morning, Chapman recovers and begins to engage the enemy. Bunker 1 is on the right side center of the screen and Bunker 2 to the left near the screen center. It will never be known what caused his incapacitation and recovery. Of the two rounds that originally wounded him, at least one was mortal, and at this time he is experiencing severe blood loss and shock. Despite that, he begins his one-man stand against 24 enemy combatants. During this time, Chapman initiates a series of radio calls, many of which are heard by a fellow combat controller and teammate of his and Delta Force operators on a nearby summit. Despite this combat controller's replies, Chapman never acknowledges whether because of damage to his equipment or himself will never be known. This new angle and footage shows Chapman at the top, identified by the green dot under the tree at Bunker 1. The lower center of the screen shows the first enemy fighter who is about to charge Chapman in the hopes of killing the American. The timestamp at the bottom shows it is now 6:05 alone now for 40 plus minutes and has received more gunshot and shrapnel wounds as a result of the fierce combat. This scene shows the second of several enemy charges. In this stunning display of determination and courage, Chapman can be seen fighting hand to hand with the fighter. In the larger screen display can be seen additional enemy moving on to the summit. But right now, John Chapman is fighting for his life. 6 minutes later, in this new shot, Chapman can hear another helicopter approaching the summit. He is in the bottom center of the screen underneath the tree, seen in the magnified inset box as he begins his desperate final stand to save the lives of the 18 men on the helicopter. The red dots are enemy fighters. John begins engaging the enemy in multiple directions and is rapidly approaching the last of his ammunition. The helicopter contains a quick reaction force comprised of Rangers, pararescuemen, and another combat controller. It is now 6:13 and the helicopter is short final. The enemy is desperately trying to displace Chapman so they can put heavy weapons or rocket-propelled grenades in Bunker 1 while simultaneously engaging the helicopter. With the choice to save his life or the lives of his unknown comrades, Chapman makes the decision to climb out of the bunker and begin firing in multiple directions as can be seen in the inset. Suffering from as many as a dozen wounds, Chapman is in fact already in the process of dying. As he fights, the helicopter is struck by a rocket-propelled grenade and makes a remarkable controlled crash just below Chapman and the summit. Chapman, now off-screen, continues to cover his comrades as they pour out of the stricken helicopter. Some of them are fatally shot as they exit. These images, with Chapman fighting the enemy at close quarter, are the last to show him alive and in this heroic act, thus qualifying for his second Medal of Honor. Ultimately, Chapman would expend all but the last few rounds of his ammunition, until, finally, after 16 bullet and shrapnel wounds, Chapman succumbs when he is shot through the heart. We will never know his final thoughts or words, but what we do know is his decisions and actions single-handedly saved the lives of 23 comrades. For more information about John Chapman's amazing story and the details about this mission, visit danschillingbooks.com or your favorite book retailer to obtain a copy of the Chronicle of his life, Alone at Dawn.
Yeah, I'm not too sure what to say to that. Yeah, I think I'm just going to leave it there, guys. Awesome bloke. There's not even there's no words for it, is there? It's hard to describe. You kind of know what he's going through if you've served, if that makes any sense, in the sense of that you will, it's like if you defend your family, you'll do it until your last breath, and the guys in uniform are your family, they're your brothers, so exactly the same. Yeah. Anyway, thank you very much for watching this one. There wasn't much talking there. I don't think there's much can be said. I think the recording and the narration says a lot already. Yeah. Please like, subscribe, comment if you want to comment. I will try and interact with you, and please follow me on Facebook and Instagram at Backcountry Workshop. Everyone, stay safe.